Okay, tell me, did you come first place or second place or third place? Tell me.
I got second place. Summer, finally, you're here again.
Hey, Ruqayya, congratulations for winning the Quran contest.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I knew you were smart. Just look at your flowers.
What?
No, don't look at that right now.
The profile picture, it helped you.
Hey.
Samia told
Assalamu
me
alaikum
everything.
wa rahmatullahi
Walaikum assalam.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, teacher.
Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to all of you. We are in just the first 20 minutes is going to be on YouTube only, and then you guys go regular. Who I'm supposed to be congratulating today? I heard something about winning a
Ruqayya.
Ruqayya.
Alf Mabruk.
You won a Quran competition.
MashaAllah. May Allah increase your blessings in the reading Quran. That's great, mashallah. Awesome. Alhamdulillah. So the theme of this week, girls, for Deen, it's gonna be prophets, some prophets. There's so much in Blad Sham to say prophets of Blad Sham. We need months if we want to speak about that. We're gonna choose some prophets from Blad Sham. We choose 3 prophets from Blad Sham and speak about them. While I'm sharing my page, who can name me any prophets from Blad Sham? First of all, remind us, where's Blad Sham?
Blad Sham is in, I think, Egypt. No, Syria.
Egypt. Who remembers? Blad Sham today are made up of 4 countries. Today.
Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan, I think.
Correct. MashaAllah. So who can name, you guys heard Ruqayya, right? She said the 4. Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria. Who could name a prophet or more from that area?
Ibrahim?
Prophet Yusuf.
He lived there. He wasn't born there, but he lived there. Okay, we'll count that for you.
Prophet Yusuf.
Prophet Yusuf. He was born there, and then he moved to Egypt. But he didn't move to Egypt on his not willingly, but he when he was sent as a servant to Egypt when he was a boy. But he was born in Palestine. He was born in Blad Sham then. Okay. MashaAllah, we'll count it for you. Any more? While I'm sharing the page. Any more? No one. There are so many.
Prophet Musa?
Are you screen sharing? I can't see your screen.
I didn't start yet. I'm trying to fix something here quickly.
Oh.
Anyone else?
Prophet Musa?
Musa alayhi salam was in Egypt. His dream was to go to Jerusalem. He never did go because of his people. They were very, bad and lazy. And they told him, you and your Lord go and fight for Palestine. We're not. And so he didn't get his dream. But Allahu Alam, he did reach to some parts of Blad Sham. Allahu Alam. But he never went to the deep inside, like Jerusalem and stuff. Okay. He was actually from, walaikum salam. Musa was from Egypt. Born, raised in Egypt. His mission was in Egypt. But it is said that he went to Blad Sham more than once. Before he was a prophet, when he got married, the story with the girls, some scholars mention that this happened in Blad Sham. And that some prophets even say that story happened with Suhaib, and that was the daughters of Suhaib. Wallahu alam. But yeah, Musa did go to Blad Sham, but that's not where his story happened. His story happened in Egypt. The whole story with him and Pharaoh was in Egypt. Okay, good. So there were many prophets in Blad Sham, and Blad Sham is known as the place of the prophet, especially Palestine. And subhanallah, one of the prophets that we chose to speak about today, his name is Ayub, in English, Job, and he was from Blad Sham. Now there's different opinions of exactly where in Blad Sham. Here they mention a place near Palestine, near Harun, that they say from him. Subhanallah, I actually have a place on my way to Ramallah every day when I drive from my village to Ramallah every day. When I do go there, there is a place called Ain Ayub. the spring of Ayub. Scholars differ. Is that place really Ayub was there, or it just was named that because when Salahuddin, rahmahullah ta'ala, when he opened Palestine and he took it back away from
Ito
the
lang
Arabs,
karalasan. Mga
he
siya. Mga siya.
he named different places like Maqam Ibrahim, Maqam Ayub, Maqam, and in order like a strategic way to keep Palestine away from the Crusaders. So, he named places not because the people actually lived there. But like I said, Allah knows best. But what we know for sure is Ayub is from Blad Sham. Exactly where there's different opinions. So this is the prophet that we're talking about today, Ayub. I'm going to give you guys a little talk about Ayub, and then we'll read as we usually do. We have a lot of reading to do, so I'm going to try to be short because we have a lot of reading. Ayub, one of the prophets of Blad Sham, he's a descendant of Ibrahim alayhi salam from Ishaq, but not from Bani Israel, subhanAllah. Well, I was reading this and I couldn't understand until I had to go deep. So basically, Bani Israel, the person who had the nickname Israel was Jacob,
I'm having some audio issues. Can I leave and rejoin?
Yaqub. Sorry?
I'm
Can you
having
hear?
some audio issues. Can I leave and rejoin?
You can hear us?
Yeah, but it's like
Oh,
very
you're going to leave and
laggy.
come back. Okay, I got you. You're going to leave and come back. Okay, no problem. Okay. Of course, for attendance, girls, I'm going to let your Arabic teacher take your attendance today. I do that to save time because I just have Dean with you, but your Arabic teacher has Arabic and Quran, so she take attendance. So again, subhanAllah, Ayub is from the descendants of Ibrahim, from the descendant of his son Ishaq, but he's not from Bani Israel. He's from a different, lineage than Bani Israel, but still from Ishaq. That when I first read about that, it was a little, confusing until, of course, you put it together. You put it together, and it makes sense because the one that was called Israel wasn't Ishaq, wasn't Ibrahim's son Ishaq, but Ibrahim's grandson Yaqub, Jacob, the father of Yusuf in that story, in the long story, the father of Jacob. It's the father of Yusuf. Jacob, the father of Yusuf. He is the one that is known as Israel. And his 12 sons make the 12 tribes of Israel. So they are Bani Israel. In history, they are Bani Israel. Okay? So Ayub comes from a different son other than Jacob. So he comes from another son of Ishaq, not Yaqub, another son. Okay? So we know that Ayub, he's a descendant of Ibrahim and Ishaq, but not from Ben Israel. Okay. Other than that, he is known as, and I know some of you girls take notes, so that's what I'm trying to talk as slow as I can. He is known as the prophet of patience, Sabir. And the reason for this is because he had everything. Everything a believer, a man could dream of in this life of this dunya, he had. He had his tawheed, believing one God. He was a prophet making his da'wah, calling people to tawheed, calling people to the same religion as his father and grandfather. He had money, he was rich. He had a good wife, he had children, he had very good health, he had land. Everything a man could dream of, especially in those days, he had. Gardens and all of that. And servants and everything he had. And he had all of that for like 70 years. Right? And don't forget this, girls. Allah tests a person according to his iman. Okay? So not every time something bad happens to a person, we look at it as a punishment. No. Not every time something bad happens to a person, it means it's a punishment. No, it could be a test. It could be a test. Ibtila. That Allah tests that person because his iman is so high. So Allah tests it according to his iman. Now, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. For 70 years, he had everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to test this prophet, alayhi salam, Ayub. And Allah took away every single thing from him. Everything. When I mean everything, not just his wealth, his children, his wealth, his health, his land, everything. Everything. He had nothing left. Nothing left. He, Ayub, alayhi salam, he was left only with one thing from what he had before. That was his wife. His wife, Allah did not take his wife from him. He had his wife. She was a good woman. But it wasn't easy for her either. You know, he couldn't even move. He was so sick, he couldn't even move his body except, I think, his mouth, where he make dhikr, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wallahu akbar, la ilaha illallah. That's it. He was sick to a limit that he had nothing. He was, I don't know what type of sickness it was, but it was such a bad sickness that he couldn't use anything except his mouth. Very ill person. No wealth, no nothing. He had nothing left. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happens in the end. A lot of you guys, a lot of the girls here knows already how this story turns out. What we'll do is we'll read to find out. We'll read to find out why this guy, this Prophet ﷺ, was called the Prophet of Sabr. How was his wife doing with this situation the whole time? And what happened in the end of the story? You guys ready to read? I have different colors here. I need hands up, please. One of you girls is gonna read the green. So it's time for reading. Samar, welcome back, Samar. We didn't have you for a while. Welcome back, Samar. Samar is gonna read the red. Maryam is gonna read the green of everything that is in green. Where? Who else wants to read today? Rokeya would read everything that's in blue. And I need one more person, the purple part. The purple part, we need a fast reader, just finish it up first. It's a lot. Selena. Okay, so Selena is just going to finish up everything for us from the purple down. Now, of course, girl, everything that I explained already, I'm not going to explain again. So until we get to the end, we're going to just read fast. Because almost everything here, I explained, and I typed some extra notes here, so while the girls are reading, you guys could look and see the extra notes. We're going to just explain when it comes to the end part, the outcome of the story. Everything else, you just got to listen to the reading. Okay, Samar, whenever you're ready. We're doing fast reading today. So, Bismillah.
Prophet Ayub was a descendant of Prophet Ibrahim. He lived in an area in the northeastern part of Arabia called Huran near Palestine. Allah sent him as his messenger to the area of Huran to teach his people Tawheed and to guide them to the straight path. Most of the people of Huran did not believe in Allah. They were very selfish. They did not help the needy or the orphans. They did not feed the hungry. Prophet Ayub spent his days and nights calling them to believe in Allah. He warned them of the day of judgment.
Jazakallah khairan, Samar. Oh, next, I just noticed Raina's hand up. So what to do, Selena? Leave a part in the end. Leave a part for Raina, please. Go ahead. Who had the green? Who had the green mark?
Ayub alayhi salam was a very rich man. He had cattle, slaves, servants, and had a lot of land and property. He also had many children and a big family. Allah had blessed Ayub alayhi salam with many comforts. His house was on a very vast piece of land. There were fruit gardens with rows of towering trees. He possessed fields which produced many kinds of vegetables. In the fields around his house, Ayub alayhi salam and his family kept animals.
You could continue.
The wealth of Ayub alayhi salam was a test from Allah. The life of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam was an example for others to follow. Ayub had great wealth and comforts, but he knew that they were a blessing from Allah. He always remembered and thanked Allah.
Jazakallah khairan. Excellent job. Who has the blue?
I think I do. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's Ruqayya, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead.
Okay, one sec. Can you zoom in? Allah tested Ayub alayhi salam in a different way. Everything was taken away from him, one after the other, and he suffered different types of diseases. No part of his body was safe or healthy except his heart and tongue, with which he remembered Allah. His sickness continued for many years, that the people around him stayed away from him except his loving wife, who carried on looking after him. She remembered his good treatment of her and his compassion for her. Prophet Ayub alayhi salam never lost patience at all. When the sickness had afflicted him for a long time, he said to her, I have lived for 70 years in a healthy condition. Could I not bear all this patiently for the sake of Allah for another 70 years?
Subhanallah. Imagine, look how he answered his wife. He told her, when she told him, all his wife, he got mad at his wife. You know, all she told him? It's not like she was a bad person. All she asked him was, Ayub, why don't you ask Allah? You're a worshiper of Allah. You're so close to Allah. Why don't you ask Allah to help you? He said, I had Allah give me everything for 70 years. What is the problem if I have patience for 70 years? And he got angry at her. She left and came back. He got angry at her and he made an oath. He said, Wallahi, one day I'm gonna whip her with 100 whips. And I'll tell you what happened in the end, subhanAllah. Allah didn't let him actually whip her 100 whips. I'll let you guys know what happened after he got better. The purple is split between Selena and Raina. So Selena, when you reach to a certain part to the end, give some to Raina, please. Go ahead,
Okay.
Selena, you could start.
Okay. She was impatient with this answer. She served other people for wages to feed Ayub alayhi salam, but after some time, people stopped leaving her work because being Ayub's wife, they were afraid that she might pass on his diseases to them. Ayub's wife was not an ordinary woman. She remained by his side through all the hard times. She would hold his hands and talk to him when everyone else stayed away from him. It was extremely painful for Ayub alayhi salam and his wife to go through all of this. Is this whole page purple?
Yeah, this whole page is for you on
Okay.
Raina. So split it
Ayub,
between you.
okay. Ayub alayhi salam showed patience and always remembered Allah even under such circumstances. He will call out to his Lord. Great harm has afflicted me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. Allah the Almighty answered his prayer. After this long test, which lasted for so many years, Allah relieved Prophet Ayub alayhi salam from his suffering. He returned to him his health and the same wealth and children, and doubled them for him. Ayub alayhi salam had passed the test. He had remained steadfast in the face of hardships. Reina, you could read the rest.
Yay! Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Ayub to strike the earth with his foot. He did as he was commanded, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused a spring of fresh and cool water to gush forth. Allah ordered him to wash in it and drink from it. Allah caused his sickness that had afflicted his body for so long to come to an end.
Raina, we can't hear you.
You could finish. Well, we could
Oh.
hear her.
Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him a healthy, rich, and handsome person again. He gave him much wealth in the form of gold. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieved Ayub, he caused locusts of gold to rain down upon him. Prophet Ayub alayhi salam lived an extremely hard life. The most amazing quality that Ayub alayhi salam had was his patience. He remained patient throughout his hard life. Believers have a great example to follow in the life of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam.
Yes, shukran, girls. Imagine, in the end, when he finally asked Allah after many years, all he said is, Rabbi inni masani الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين. Oh Allah, ضر is like, like awfulness or harmful, something harmful touched me. Some of harm afflicted me. And you are the most merciful. أنت أرحم الراحمين. You are the most merciful of the merciful. Yeah, that's it he said in his dua. And after all many years of patience, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Ayub that he take a shower and drink water from this spring. And subhanallah, he was healed from his sickness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him gold of wealth and a family again, and his wife had returned to him. And again, he was, he lived happily ever after, if I can say that again. MashaAllah. Yeah, and after all of his patience, he knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be on his side. And he did it, and patience, as-sabr jameel, patience is beautiful. You just have to have it. SubhanAllah. If I could say the fact, I wanted to call it fun fact, but I worry about using those words when I'm talking about the prophets. But the thing about his wife, when he made the oath, I'm gonna whip, because he got mad at her. So he said, I'm gonna whip her with so and so amount of whips. What Allah told him is, he said, grab as much as grab certain amount of grass with your hand, and so there was a certain amount of whips that he promised in his hand of grass, and he just touched her with the grass. So that compensated his oath. Now, and alayhi salam, he was a great prophet, and his wife was a great woman, and inshallah we meet them in paradise. Any questions about this lesson, guys? Before I move on?
No.
Okay. So I am going to pass you guys on to the Arabic teacher now. You guys do have a break for 5 minutes. Enjoy your break. The YouTube live would stop now, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Ma salama, girls. See you tomorrow.
Salam.
Alaikum, brother Nas.
Assalamualaikum, teacher. Right, that's not brother Nasser.
Why not?
Because you don't say brother to a man.
Why not? You can. He's
You're
young.
obviously a young child.
Not young.
Wait. In
Look, so
Islam,
I'm not gonna call him by his first name.